Good evening. It is 6:34, August 11th, and the meeting of the Urban Design Commission will now come to order. May we have a roll call?
Nicole Ream,
Here.
Monica Sullivan,
Here.
Barbara Cash,
Here.
Edith McKee,
Here.
Allison Gordy,
Here.
Julia Foland,
Here.
Aaron Hamilton.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to the minutes on the agenda. We have minutes from Wednesday, July 14th. May we have a motion to approve the minutes? We have a motion from Commissioner McKee and a second from Commissioner Gordy. Are there any objections or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, the minutes are approved. Okay, moving on to item C, special orders of business, disclosures. I believe we do have some disclosures this evening.
Request to speak?
You may go ahead and speak.
On your Ulysses. Here's your mouse or whatever, just on the three dots. Sorry. Go to disclosures. I have a disclosure. I was not seated on the commission for the May public hearing, so I'll abstain from the motion for reconsideration. But I have listened to the May and July audios and can participate should the reconsideration pass.
Thank you. So,
And I won't be voting on the consent agenda.
okay, so it sounds like we have a motion from, Commissioner, thank you. Commissioner Hamilton was not present during the motion for case, I'm trying to catch up here, case 2021-0023, and also was not present for case 2021-0069. Is that correct? Okay. So can we get a motion to direct Commissioner Hamilton to proceed? Okay, we have a motion from Commissioner Cash and a second from Commissioner McKee. Does anyone wish to speak to the motion? Do we need to speak to the motion? Do we need to state the motion? Or can we vote?
Yes, I will. Thank you. I move to request that Commissioner Hamilton participate in voting on the reconsideration and voting on the consent agenda.
Thank you. Commissioner McKee, did you want to, you don't need to speak to your second, okay. May we have a vote? And that motion fails. So Commissioner Hamilton will not be participating in those two items. Do we have any more disclosures this evening? Commissioner Foland.
I was not yet seated on the commission when case 2021-0023 was initially heard, but I have listened to the audio of this case. I will abstain from the vote to reconsider, but I will participate in the variance action should the vote to reconsider pass.
Thank you. May we have a motion to direct Commissioner Foland to participate in case 2021-0023? We have a motion from Commissioner Gordy and a second from Commissioner Sullivan. Commissioner Gordy, would you please state your motion?
Yes. I move to direct Commissioner Fullen to participate in the reconsideration of case 2021-0023, should the vote to reconsider pass.
No.
It was just to say she's not able to vote on the motion for reconsideration.
Correct.
She can participate in the motion
Yes.
should it pass.
Correct.
Okay. Did you want to restate?
Sure.
Okay. For the record.
For the record, I move to direct Commissioner Fullen to participate in the reconsideration of case 2021-0023, and then that's it.
That's it.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay, unless Commissioner Sullivan wishes to speak, may we have a vote? And that motion fails. Commissioner Fullen will not be participating in the reconsideration for case 2021-0023. And I believe we are now on to item 2, which is case 2021-0023. I believe there was talk that I'd have those that are not participating in the motion for reconsideration to leave the room temporarily for this part of it. So we'll wait for you to exit, and we'll call you back when we're done. Okay. We'll move on now to this motion for reconsideration, case 2021-0023. It's a reconsideration of a variance from AMC 21.10.050 F.1 to allow natural resource extraction on slopes greater than 10% in the CER 10 district. I believe we need to follow the procedure by which Commissioner Sullivan will proceed if she would like to make a motion to reconsider.
I would like to make a motion to reconsider on case of the variance from 21.10.050 F1. No, sorry. On case 2021-0023, I was in the prevailing side of the vote, and I would like to be reconsidered.
Thank you. Do we have a second? Well, yes. So Commissioner Sullivan, go ahead and select your motion, and then we can move on to the second. Okay. So moved by Commissioner Sullivan and seconded by the prevailing side, Commissioner McKee. That's the correct way forward. Okay. Okay. Commissioner Sullivan, would you please state your motion and speak to your motion?
Yes, I would like to approve case 2021-0023 Equipment Services. I believe that we need to let them go through the CUP process, and I think that's all what I'm asking.
Thank you. Okay. Sorry. Commissioner McKee, would you like to speak? No, we have a second, so I need you to speak to your motion. I'm sorry, I'm jumping the gun here. So now you may speak. We do have a second. Okay. Commissioner McKee, do you want to add anything to that? Would you like to speak to your second?
No, we're good.
Okay. Do you wish to speak?
No.
Okay. Okay, sorry for all the whispering up here. We just want to make sure that we capture all of the relevant findings for this motion for reconsideration, and I believe Commissioner McKee has volunteered to provide some additional findings.
I intend to vote to support the variance. I originally had not intended to, but now with the removal of the word extraction from, okay.
This was your findings for the motion.
Okay.
These were her findings from the motion for reconsideration. So the reason why you wanted to reconsider is this stuff.
Okay. So I intend to support the motion for the following reasons. We are subject to emergencies in Alaska, and having access to an additional quarry would be beneficial. This exploration is occurring in low-density residential area. All the documents we have state that if you do residential septic systems, the gray water is not going to percolate into the bedrock, and that will create more problems and issues for the neighbors' wells. We did listen to what the neighbors had to say, and we do recognize that it's an emotional event, but that going through the conditional use permit process is the appropriate place for those residents' concerns to be addressed. The Alaska Rock Quarry and the Skookum Quarry are in the same area. They are all natural resource extraction sites and all have slopes greater than 10%. The 10% rule came into new Title 21 in 2013, but that rule was not part of the old Title 21. It is a new rule in the area. That rule was also implemented after Eklutna took ownership of the property. That rule was not in place when Eklutna was the original owner. We are here to approve a variance to allow the conditional use permit process. We are not here to allow for the natural extraction. And I believe that with the original motion, the commission made a decision without trusting our process and the right authority.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to add any findings? I'll just add a couple. Just a reminder that the conditional use permit application process by the Planning and Zoning Commission is rigorous. It will require site plan, environmental concerns addressed like water quality, noise, and buffering for residential lots. Another thing to note, Title 21 does not place slope limits on natural resource extraction in the Anchorage Bowl, Turnagain Arm, Girdwood, or anywhere else in Eagle River. Under approval criteria of 21.03240GA, the proposed alternative achieves the intent of the subject standard, design standard to the same or better degree than the subject standard. The variance alone will not grant approval for natural resource extraction. It allows the petitioner to apply for a natural resource extraction conditional use permit that will involve a public hearing. This is very key, and it's not the only chance for the public to speak or be involved as to whether this is a concern. And I think that's all I have to add. If there's, oh, I'm so sorry. Mr. McLaughlin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just, a point of information for the Urban Design Commission. The motion on the floor by Ms. Sullivan, Commissioner Sullivan, is for reconsideration. Okay, thanks.
Correct, and these were all the findings that I would like to make sure that are addressed, because I want those to be addressed in the motion for reconsideration as to why. Okay. If there are no other findings, then I believe we move to vote on the motion for reconsideration for case 2021-0023, to allow the resource extraction on slopes greater than 10% in the CER 10 district. This is the motion for reconsideration. Vote. And the motion for reconsideration passes. So I think we can go ahead and invite in our two commissioners that were excused. Okay, we're all back here and we can convene. We're now on to the main motion from the May 26th meeting. That's still correct? Seems so long ago. Okay. So the main motion, Commissioner Morrison on May 26 moved in case 2021-0023 to approve a variance from AMC 21.10.050F.1 to allow a natural resource extraction on slopes greater than 10% in the CER 10 district, subject to conditions 1 through 4 shown on page 6 of the staff report, with staff's edit to condition 4 to extend the sunset date to May 26, 2036. And Vice Chair McKee seconded. So now we can open the floor for questions of petitioner or staff if there are any. Okay, no questions? Then we move on to We're just trying to catch up with technology here. Just give us one moment. Okay. Okay. For now, on your screens, commissioners, fellow commissioners, it says move, don't touch it. Okay. This is what got us last time. So right now, we need to discuss the motion on the floor. Are there any findings, are there any changes, or is there anyone that wants to speak to this motion? Thank you. I think Commissioner McKee is wanting to speak.
I would like to propose that we amend the motion to remove the phrase "to allow a natural resource extraction on slopes greater than 10% in the CE-R-10 district." I move that we amend the motion to read, in case 2021-0023, to approve a variance from AMC 21.10.050F.1 to allow the petitioner to apply to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a conditional use permit to allow a natural resource extraction on slopes greater than 10% in the CE-R-10 district, subject to conditions 1 through 4 shown on page 6 of the staff report, with staff's edit to condition 4 to extend the sunset date to May 26, 2036.
I'm just glad this. Did I do it wrong? Bear with us. We are typing as fast as we can. This is normally where we would discuss the amendment on the floor while our fellow clerk prepares us to vote.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
Staff over here, to Ms. McKee's amendment, was there a second? Because I know the technology hasn't caught up. There is? There will be. Okay.
We're still in holding pattern. Hit move. Now you hit move. And now we can vote. We are voting on the amendment, so, okay, then we will move forward to the main motion as amended. Okay. Everybody can vote on this. The amended motion, the amendment passes. So now the motion on the floor as amended. I'm going to read it. Then we will vote on it. Yes, okay. So the motion on the floor is move to amend the motion on the floor is, in case 2021-0023, to approve a variance from AMC 2110-050F1 to allow the petitioner to apply to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a conditional use permit to allow a natural resource extraction on slopes greater than 10% in the CER 10 district, subject to conditions 1 through 4, shown on page 6 of the staff report, with staff's edit to condition 4 to extend the sunset date to May 26, 2036.
Oh, okay, so this is not the amended version.
As amended is why that's added there. So I've read the amended motion, and the motion on the floor is as amended. So now we can... Okay, now we will do a manual vote.
Madam Chair? I don't want to add another cook to the kitchen, but so we have the amended motion. You guys all heard Ms. McKee state it. There's a second. What typically happens is individual commissioners will request to speak, and if they have any findings that they want to make, and essentially say what they're going to vote and why. Yeah.
I would like to take the technology out of this. I want that on the record. Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So, Commissioner McKee, you made the motion, correct? Okay. Would you please speak to your motion?
So originally, I did not support the variance, but I now intend to support the motion as amended and would like to speak to the following. Standard C, the proposed alternative results in benefits to the community that are equivalent to or better than compliance with the subject standard. I feel that this standard is met due to the change in the language allowing the petitioner the opportunity to move forward to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Standard D, the variance, if granted, will not adversely affect the use of adjacent property as permitted under this code. Again, by allowing the petitioner to move forward to the Planning and Zoning Commission, the standard is now met. Standard E, the variance, if granted, does not change the character of the zoning district where the property is located, is in keeping with the intent of the code, and does not permit a use not otherwise permitted in the district in which the property lies. By allowing the petitioner to move forward and apply to the Planning and Zoning Commission, the standard is now met. The variance, if granted, does not adversely affect the health, safety, and welfare of the people of the municipality, with the Urban Design Commission allowing the petitioner to move forward to the Planning and Zoning Commission to apply for a conditional use permit. This standard is now met. This approval is also subject to the Planning Department's recommendations and 4 conditions.
Thank you. Who was the second? Were you the second? Yeah. Okay. Commissioner Cash, would you care to speak to your second?
Yes, thank you. I intend to support the amended motion allowing the petitioner to apply for a conditional use permit from the Planning and Zoning Commission. This will provide further study, additional information, and opportunities for public hearing and testimony. In addition, I believe there are protection measures built into the conditional use permitting process that will allow and afford the homeowners some opportunity to participate and speak up, and that's a due process that I kind of look forward to hearing about. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to add findings? Any more discussion? Seeing none, we are now to vote on the main motion shown on your screens as amended. Do I need to restate it? No, I'm good.
Ms. Sullivan? Turn on your mic. Yeah.
Yes.
Ms. Cash?
Yes.
Ms. McKee?
Yes.
Ms. Gordy?
Yes.
Ms. Foland?
Yes.
Ms. Hamilton?
Yes.
Chair Ream?
Yes. The motion passes. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for coming this evening.
Madam
Oh, yes.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry. I couldn't find the button quickly enough for requesting to speak, so apologies.
Technology.
I think that it would be good to read the appeals.
Yes. Yes.
and
Thank you. They reminded me
also,
of that. Okay.
And also to approve the rest of the consent agenda, right?
Right. We're not
Okay.
done yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, though. They asked me to read the appeals process, so. Okay. So we are moving out of the motion for reconsideration onto the consent agenda, but before I go there, I would like to read the appeal rights for any action the Urban Design Commission takes. So, an individual may have appeal rights relating to the action the Urban Design Commission takes, except Commission recommendations to the Assembly which are not appealable. Appeals must be filed with the Clerk's Office within 20 days after approval by the Urban Design Commission of the resolution, which is the Commission's final decision. A fee for the appeal is required at the time of filing. You good? Okay. Thank you, Laquita. Have a great night. Okay. So we're moving on to the consent agenda. May we have a motion to approve the consent agenda? We have a motion from Commissioner McKee and a second from Commissioner Cash. Does anyone like to pull the item from the consent agenda? No? Okay. The consent agenda is approved. We have not voted before. Do we have to vote? Do you want to call? Okay, we've all voted. There's nothing else specific on the agenda unless anyone else has anything they'd like to add, discuss, and/or state. No, she's not supposed to. She abstains. Oh, for goodness sakes. Did that just happen? Right. Okay. Disaster averted. If there's nothing else anyone would like to speak on the record, can I get a motion to adjourn? What? Are we done? Why would we go on? Right. We've never done that though. Lies. New rules. Okay. We voted and Commissioner Hamilton abstained. So I think on the consent agenda. Right. And we have, do it again. A motion for adjournment. A motion from Commissioner McKee and a second by Commissioner Gordy. We are adjourned.